Jumbo, fellow adventurer, happy Tuesday. Time for a spiritual tune up. Thanks for the great questions you post on Facebook and Instagram. Today's question is one that impresses me so much. Uh, and I get this kind of question probably predominantly. It's a question about helping other people. I'm so moved by the motivation that I see in these questions to serve and to allay and to comfort those you love. Today's question really simply, what is the best way to help other people? Specifically, Mike, I have a family member that's unwilling to help themselves. They always expect others to pick them up from their great falls. I don't feel that our financial contributions truly help this person. We have been asking questions to this person to make them come up with ideas to best help themselves, and it is met with great disdain. What's your thoughts on helping others succeed? Okay, I've got three layers to this answer. First, the don'ts. You probably already know that these don't work. Don't lecture. Don't insist on your solution. So often people are not looking for solutions, as you'll see in my subsequent layers of answers. Don't try to change them. As a note from the universe once said, trying to change that one unfortunate behavioral pattern in a loved one, you have no idea what you're going to get. It's like pruning a tree. If you cut off one branch, it's gone forever. And it's going to make other branches pop out in directions you may not be prepared to deal with. It's a very permanent thing when you try to change somebody, and your idea of what most need to change might not be the core issue. So don't try to change them. This is going to happen on its own when you love them, as you'll be hearing. And don't get emotional. That's probably the hardest request. But your emotional investment in their responding and receiving your ideas or your financial assistance, if you're emotionally attached to circumstances, you're going down. Okay, there's got to be an unconditional love, an unconditional willingness to listen, to be present, to be there for when they need you and how they need you. Not that you capitulate and you give them your checkbook by any means, but if you're emotionally attached to a reaction that you're expecting, it gets 1,000 times more complicated. Prepare to be astounded. At my age, I have seen so many people who I thought were beyond redemption self-correct and heal, move into happiness when I couldn't see where it was coming from. And you got to know we're all inclined to succeed. And so if you just do your part, listen, love, be available, it's going to be enough for them ultimately to get to where they want to be. Now, the second layer of my answer is what to do. I've already talked about what not to do. Do ask what they need. Ask. They are so desperate to be heard. And in the asking, when they provide their answer, they're going to be testing out their own rationale. They know they're lost. They know they're in a quandary. They know, as much as they point fingers at other people, that they've got an issue. And by you creating a space just to let them spout off, you're creating the beginnings of their self-therapy, the only thing that's truly going to help them. Now, that doesn't mean don't use professional therapy at the same time, both ends to the middle. But in the end, professional therapy is helpful when the person being treated helps themselves as a result of it. So ask, let them speak. Let them complain. Of course, you don't have to do what you can't do, and you don't have to be their punching bag forever and ever. But you've asked how to help them. And so if it's not been done already, let them have a platform to be heard. This is when they begin fixing themselves. Number two, however implicit this or obvious this may be, listen. Listen. Don't ask so that you can give them your solution. Listen. Silently. You listen with your ears. I know these are old cliches, but they're repeated for a reason. Too often we try to be everyone else's solution. And if you listen after asking what the problem is, after giving them a stage, then truly they can hear themselves and they can see the own folly of their logic, the faults in their logic. Number 3, love. Love, love, love. And what I mean here in particular is to see the whole package. Okay, they've got a problem. They're blaming other people. But there's more to them than this problem and this issue. So try to deal with the entire package. Try or allow the subject to evolve. See them as more than this problem that keeps cropping up. Engage them. Take them to the movies. Ask them what else they want to do. I mean, of course, this is not going to be like you are, the savior and they are broken. They're a normal functioning person 99.9% of the time. So hear what they ask. Hear what they say beyond the issue. This is loving them through it. It's not being single-minded and putting your relationship on hold until this one facet of their personality is polished off. So engage them in many other ways, in every other way, sharing your likes, finding out what else is going on in their life that you have common ground on, and having a complete full relationship. Nothing else will impress them or make them feel more complete than being treated as if they were complete and not helping them blow this one issue way out of proportion so that it blinds them to all else that is awesome about them. You wouldn't be asking this question if you didn't feel love for them and didn't see their awesomeness. Finally, for long-term relationships. Now, if you're talking about a child or a parent or a sibling, rather than your neighbor or your office mate, one of the best things you can do as well is be the example. Okay, life is not just theory. Life is not just dissecting a problem. It's how do you approach self-reflection? How do you approach making your dreams come true? How do you approach stubbing your toes metaphorically and falling down in life? They're watching. They're watching closely. And as you engage the magic, and as you stop blaming other people, and as you find your power, they are going to see this. And you don't even have to tell them, watch me how I do this. You live that life. You be that person. You are a spark of the divine, and so are they. And when they see you stepping into those shoes, they will better be prepared and more quickly to step in to those shoes. I know the old expression, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And this is one of the most heartbreaking occurrences when there's somebody in your life that you love and you want to help, and you're doing all that you can, but they refuse. Your efforts seem utterly futile. They're just getting aggravated prior to you following these do's and don'ts, right? They're just getting aggravated. It's frustrating. They're making no progress. They're in denial. They are resisting everything, the world and your love. It seems utterly futile, but it is not. That you are present, that you asked me this question, that you're wondering how you can make amends or create a bridge, whether or not that's spoken, whether or not they hear. That vibration, that care, that love will make a difference. So no matter how futile it seems, and I know it seems futile, it's not. Your love is making a difference. Just know this. Your love is making the difference. And perhaps the number one thing that will bring about a great healing is to let them deal with this mess on their own. I mean, you give them your shot. You hear what they have to say. You're living an example. Now let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. Don't be the solution every time. Don't always open your checkbook every time. This is how you got where you are. This is how you became a pillar. This is how you're in a position of strength and wondering how you can help them because you went through this yourself at some point. So there's got to be a little bit of space. You are not on call 24/7. Yes, you can love them 24/7, but that doesn't mean you need to be there 24/7. Ask, create the space, listen, love, see them more than just their problems, and then let them deal with it. Let them resist and push back and deny and lie to themselves and everybody else. They see it. They know it's not working. They know this is not a solution. And only if you allow them their approach within the realm of reasonableness, ethics, legality, etc. If you allow them, that will teach them more than anything you could ever say, more than you could ever listen, more than you could ever love. We're all here teaching ourselves. So listen, love, create this space, and let them learn some of their own lessons. They will, and you'll be astounded. Thanks for all the love and inspiration you give me. You are a model by asking these questions. I'm looking forward to the next one tomorrow. Maybe it'll be your question. Post it below on Facebook and or Instagram. And did you know there's 24 hours left? You can still join David G and I for the 21-day meditation adventure. The link is below on this Facebook post, right in the description of this video, whether you're watching live or recorded, and swipe up to my bio on Instagram and you'll find the link for the meditation adventure at a price you choose, as low as $27, money back guarantee. See you tomorrow ×2, all right? Hasta pronto, te amo. Have a great day out there in cyberspace. Trisha, Jennifer, Sheila, Jean, thanks for being here. La and La, glad you're here. Mike in the house. Summer, and let's see, Heidi Righty. Okay, hasta pronto, hasta mañana.